Hello. So it is Christmas Eve today, and I'm recording this. If you're listening to the audio version of this, I am in my shop in Hexham, and I'm wearing a Santa hat. Okay, it's Christmas Eve. We've reached that point. It's the last day of being open in 2021 for me, and I have just been having a little bit of a look back through some of the things that we did this year. Okay, so lots of different things happened in 2021. Obviously, we had things like lockdowns, and we were forced to do photography from our own homes and gardens and go out for walks from the door and all that kind of thing. That kind of was introduced to us, the year before, really, but that came back in a little bit in 2021 with restrictions and things like that, and we had all weathers. When I look back, there was snow and we've had rain and we've had storms. We've literally had all weathers, but yeah, so it's really good to have a little bit of a look back, and that was part of the reason I wanted to do this little video or audio, if you listen to it on the podcast. Okay, it's because very much, I think when you're busy, certainly for me anyway, people say to you, oh, what are your highlights from the year? And I think, I can't remember what I did last week. I can't remember what I did all year. And then I did a little business group that I'm in. We did like a little review kind of thing, and they asked you things like, what things went well this year, what things didn't go so well, what do you want to do more of, that kind of thing. So that kind of made me stop and actually think about the year, what we'd done and what I enjoyed, and what was perhaps a little bit more hard going and a bit more of a struggle, and not to dwell on those things, but just so as a bit of reflection, if you like, in terms of what can we do differently, or what do we want to do in 2022. Okay, so yeah, so I encourage you just to spend a little bit of time. It could just be half an hour. I've just literally sat with a cup of coffee and I've looked through the folders of pictures, just a quick flick through, not sort of like hung around in there too long, but just as a bit of a refresher, really, as to all of the things that we did. And certainly or all the things that I did, because I did more things than just work, because we went away on our trip and things like that. But yeah, in terms of things like wonders, and we didn't do any workshops inside because of COVID, things like that. We tended to stick with outside. I think when I think back, there were times when I didn't put workshops on, and maybe wonders on, and we could have done, but there was a lot of waiting. What's going to happen? Are they going to, what is okay? What do people want to do? What do people feel okay doing? So there was quite a lot of that. Bit of hesitation in terms of putting things on, and certainly we didn't have as many people on things when we were out and about as we have previously, but that's been okay, because we've still had a good time out and about on our wanders. And we went, we were on bridges, under bridges, on viaducts, under viaducts, metal cows, real cows, alpacas several times. Good fun with the alpacas. Good fun with the cows at Wilberks. They were really sort of up close, which is really good fun. So all sorts of different things. We had lots of fun on Zoom, which again has been something that people are getting a little bit more used to. But we had the secret challenge workshops. They've been amazing. And those of you that sign up for that, not knowing what you're going to get in the pack and then be put on the spot, you are amazing. And it's great fun to have you as part of that. And that has been brilliant. Okay, so yeah, Zoom stuff, lots of Zoom lessons. I've got lovely clients who have lessons on Zoom, and lovely clients who have lessons in person. So it's been a really year of a lot of mixture, a lot of contrast in terms of how we do things. A lot of photo shoots outdoors, photo shoots indoors, but probably more outdoors than perhaps a few years ago. Again, being out in the fresh air seems to be a much better place to be at the moment, in terms of things like COVID, and yeah, so it has changed things a little bit, but I feel like we've had to adapt as well. So thank you for adapting with me. But yeah, there's been loads of good stuff, and obviously I went away on the trip and that was a big thing. Away with 3 dogs, not an easy thing. It's one of those. I was awake in the middle of the night last night. I was like thinking about things, and I was thinking, oh yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because you have this kind of, well, I do. I think I read too many novels that just, or books that are, it's just chick lit, really. It's kind of like, happy ending, everything happy ending. It's kind of like, you think, oh yeah, we'll go away on a narrowboat and it'll be great, and it'll be like, out in the fresh air and fun. And it was out in the fresh air and fun, all that kind of thing. But certainly, I always said going into it that the first few days would be a bit stressful, and sure enough, they were. And tired, and it was tiring and challenging, and it certainly wasn't an easy trip. And I know certainly, like, partway into the trip, maybe the end of the first week, I thought to myself, am I actually having fun? Is this fun? Is this supposed to be fun? But it was good, and I'm glad I did it, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. If somebody said to me, do you want to go away for 3 weeks on a narrowboat with your 3 dogs tomorrow, I'd be, yeah. Let's do it. But yeah, so it was good, but that was a big thing. And then went off to Manchester on my own, and because of how things have been with restrictions, that was a bit about out of the comfort zone. I got out of the habit of doing stuff like that, exploring new cities on my own and doing stuff like that, so that was good as well. So we've done loads of good stuff in terms of challenges. Find it challenge. I saw a challenge where I had the 2p and different things like that. So it's been good fun, and I hope that you have enjoyed this year in terms of what I have done on the Facebook page or in the challenges or out and about. Okay, so in terms of what you have done, I suggest, I'm not saying you should do this because that would be a bit bossy, but what a good thing to do is just to get a cup of coffee, cup of tea, spend half an hour, make an appointment with yourself sometime between now and the end of the year. I know it's Christmas Eve today, so if you're listening to this, I don't know whether this will post today or whether I will save it and actually post it in between Christmas and New Year. I might well do that. But, if you're watching this and you think, I haven't got time to do that, I've got to do this, that and the other. Don't have to do it right now, this minute that you're watching it, but just say, right, okay, I am going to make half an hour time for me and what I've done this year in terms of my photography, and put it in the diary, declare it, okay? Tell your family, this is what I'm doing. Do not disturb, okay? Put a note on the door, put a note on the back of your head, do not disturb. I am half an hour date with myself, looking back at the pictures that I've taken, okay? Because one, we don't always remember what we've done. When I look back through the pictures, I go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about that picture, okay? 2, it helps us to appreciate perhaps how far we've come in our photography, that we have progressed, that we are doing better, okay? And if you don't feel like that when you look back further. Always have a little look back at next year. You will have progressed. If you feel stuck and frustrated, then maybe next year, 2022, is the year to accelerate that a little bit. Just sort of give it a little bit of a nudge, see if you can't just move it forward a little bit, okay, if you feel a bit stuck. But don't, when you look back, don't be critical on yourself, because it's been a really tough year in terms of restrictions and what you can do and out of your comfort zone, and it has affected a lot of people in a lot of different ways. So if you haven't felt like going out with your camera, that's okay. If you haven't felt like going on any of the group wanders, that's okay. Don't sort of fall down a hole of, oh, I should have done that and I should have done this, or I wish I'd gone on that, but I didn't feel up to it. And don't go down that path, okay? Because in terms of things like wanders and workshops and lessons and all that kind of stuff, there's going to be more of those, okay? Got next year, we're full of lots of great stuff. So don't beat yourself up, okay? Just start where you are and look at what you've got, okay? So look at where you've been. Did you come on some of the wanders? Did you go out for walks with family and friends? Okay, where did you take pictures? Did you use your phone? Did you use your camera? What did you enjoy? Okay, that's probably the most important thing. What did you enjoy about taking pictures in 2021? Okay, because those things, it might remind you, because it might go, oh yeah, look, I really enjoyed that. I really want to do more of that next year. Okay, so it might be that you enjoyed the monthly competition. It might be that you just enjoyed you know, being outside in the fresh air a little bit more. Okay, it might be that, you know, you feel like you want to do more of that, and it highlights, looking back, highlights the fact that you perhaps didn't do as much as you like to do. Maybe you want to do more next year. Okay, but sort of, you know, step back from it. Don't get dragged into shoulds and being critical and harsh on yourself or anything like that. Okay, because that is not the point. The point is just to sort of, just a little bit of a stop, and just a little bit of a, you know, think about, go, oh yeah, you know, this is what I did this year. Look at what I achieved this year. Or, you know, look at, you know, it was a tough year, I got through it. Okay, so don't give yourself a hard time, please don't do that. But yeah, because, you know, there's lots of fun stuff planned moving forward, so you can always just go, okay, yeah, that wasn't the best year for me, I didn't take many pictures, I would like to take more pictures because I know it makes me feel good. I'm going to try and see if I can join in with some of the things in 2022. And it might be that you join in with some of the things online on the Facebook page. It might be that you actually, if you're local to me, we meet out or something like that. Or it might be that if you're not feeling very confident in terms of things like the challenges on the Facebook page or the competition, book a one-to-one Zoom call, okay, 30 minutes, and we can just talk through it. We can get some little steps, some little ideas of things that perhaps can get you back into it, okay? But yeah, but do book yourself half an hour with yourself and a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or if it's in the evening, maybe something stronger, up to you. And have a little bit of a look back through your photography year for 2021, okay? And then you can have a little bit of a think about what maybe you want the next year to be, but don't overwhelm yourself. Let's do this in steps. So let's, you know, in this video, let's look back. Okay, let's look back and reflect and notice what you did, and well done for getting through it. Okay, now I know I'm sat here with the Santa hat on, starting to feel a little bit silly. So I'm going to stop talking in a moment and save you from me waffling on about stuff, and yeah, have a bit more of my coffee. Okay, and yeah, so have a little bit of a, take a bit of time for you, and, well, you know, sort of, you know, be kind to yourself, but, you know, acknowledge the fact that you have got through this year, and, you know, you're keeping going. Okay, and yeah, and hopefully I will see you on lots of things, or I'll see your name pop up on things on the Facebook, or in a lesson, or in a wander. And yeah, and a massive thank you from me for joining in, or even if you're not joined, you know, if you haven't joined in, you're going, well, I didn't join in, and I, you know, it doesn't matter, just being here, you're watching this video, so you are joining in. Okay, it might be that you see stuff but you don't comment. That's okay. Do what feels right for you. It's always nice when people sort of like, comment and share and stuff like that, but, you know, you don't have to. Sometimes I just have to trust. It's a lesson for me, trusting that the people that see it or need to see stuff do see stuff. So yeah, but that's me, that's my stuff. But yeah, so big thank you anyway for continuing to support the page or support me in all that I do, in all my craziness, and I look forward to having more fun with you in the future. All right then, bye.